Maokai are the bans for Hard Random, and Rise and Nivea and Echo the bans there for SuperMassive. They pick Lucian.
I like that. I do like that. They give over the Graves. So we're going to have to see Stejos's champion pool, but I think one big thing is that the Trundle is up and Maokai is banned. So we're probably going to see that best matchup of Trundle versus Poppy.
Well, Lysandra Graves were the other picks, so SuperMassive take pretty comfortable stuff for themselves also. Definitely curious to see what order Hard Random pick these in, because I think some of the early picks are pretty obvious.
I would like to see the Bard from Hard Random.
I agree. But this is a good start. I think Gragas and Trundle look to be the picks here. There's the Trundle locked in at least.
Yeah.
That one I think was pretty obvious.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think they had to take the Gragas. I mean, they did. I think they might be trying to deny the Gragas because that is a secondary pick of Doldrins. And Gragas, I imagine, is pretty good into Trundle, or at least it's hard for Trundle to kill Gragas. But yeah, we see that the List Graves combo, such a strong combination. Huge burst damage. One provides the CC, one provides the damage.
Oh my god, he insta-lock Bard. There's Poppy. Has all the picks there for Supermassive, but you wanted to see it, Soul Strikes. There it is. El Bardo is back.
Yep. Interesting. It'll be interesting what kind of pick Kira's going to bring.
Yeah.
I think Gangplank would be good here.
Oh no, there's nothing open.
Gangplank kind of neutralized the
I feel like they don't they already have Trundle, so I don't think they need another AD
the Vlad in there.
carry. And they have Lucian as well, who's going to be putting out big AD damage. Yeah, these bans, they don't treat Kira well. I mean, we were talking about how deep Kira's pool is, but unfortunately, when all of these are bans, the only ones he has left are 0cc champs, it seems.
Well, they're taking their time with this last pick. Liquid has definitely said, you know what, no, I've got this. I'm going to carry this game. I'm ready on the Bard.
When going gets tough,
wow,
tough get Bardo.
Yep, and they actually picked the Lulu here. So Lulu Lucian, little low on damage.
It was good before because Hard Random didn't have CC to deal with it. But this time, if he speeds the Lucian up, they have Poppy, they have Liss, they have, well, their top laner, which is likely to be a tank as well. So I don't know if Lulu Lucian is that good this time around.
It's going to put a lot of pressure on A Miracle. He needs to perform.
Yeah, it's strange that after 3 games or an entire tournament really, of Miracle not doing much, that in their potentially last game, they've kind of said like, all right, mate, your turn.
Yeah.
They just gave him a pat on the back and just kicked him out the door. Like, good luck. We'll be in here when you get back.
Well, we'll see if we can get it done here. Supermassive are making their last pick here. I imagine that's soldier on the screen. They are picking his champion. It is Nautilus locked in, so Doge will take support Poppy once again. Not massively surprising, unless he's really feeling the Nautilus. But that is so much lockdown for that little carry.
Yeah.
Good luck, Miracle.
Yeah, and the thing is Trundle can kill Nautilus.
Yep.
Yes.
Trundle can absolutely kill Nautilus. He can stuff up the hook with the pillar. He's got enough damage to do it. But Trundle is an absolute sitting duck for Graves. In the lane phase, if Stone Mage comes top, I think they'll be in some real trouble.
Well, they certainly could. They need a miracle. We'll see if they can find a heal and go to the casting desk.
Thank you, gentlemen. And I think that really sums it up. They need a miracle because it's all on Miracle in this game. He needs to survive, and the other teams, Supermassive, are all going to be gunning for him. Every single team fight.
It was subtle till you brought it back up, Pulse. That was such a good pun. Oh,
yeah, sorry.
I agree, though.
Delivery was almost good, but yeah, I failed at the end.
No, absolutely. That's entirely what they are looking for. Their AD carry needs to step up and be massive. They've got the team sculpted around him. And Carbon's right. They kind of just said, we're down 2-1. It's potentially our last game. Get in there, mate. Give it your best go and see if you can carry it, because the rest of us are struggling. Mid lane bans have been against them. There's still a lot of positives, though, for this team, all things considered. I just don't like Kira on Lulu.
Yeah, same. It just doesn't feel right. But at the same time, got Faldrin. Finally, we've actually seen another tank pick come out from him with the Nautilus as well, so he does play it. Every time I see Poppy, I'm like, my brain's just like, oh yeah, top lane. But we have double Doge in this one, so it's like almost exclusively going to go to him.
The thing for me, though, is yes, it's all on Lucian as the primary carry and Miracle, but we've seen consistent Trundle bans throughout this entire series, and Smurf finally got his hands on that champion. And yes, Lucian is technically the primary carry, but Trundle 6 items in late game can still do massive amounts of damage, as well as has the superior 1v1 matchup. So yeah, it's all about Miracle, but I think actually the secret carry here is Smurf finally getting his champion, so it's about, can he prove that he was worthwhile to those bans?
We'll see if that pans out as we get into game, because this could be the very last one of the series with Supermassive 2-1 in this one up against Hard Random. Winner of this one, If you have just joined us, we'll be joining MSI and everyone else. This will be the final slot to be locked in. So a lot on the line, and Hard Random are up against the wall.
They absolutely are. And they need to start on the right foot here. My first confusing, I guess, no, it's acceptable. I was going to say, cleanse on the mid lane Lulu. I would prefer the teleport personally because you know for a fact that they will be running double teleport. We know that Kira likes the split push, but this is, again, one more step in the way of team fighters 4 members and let Smurf be the only split pushing option. So I think we'll see a lot of resources go towards this Trundle.
Big thing, though, is that we are going to have inverted standard lanes, or the Australian standard lanes, as
Do
we
you
like
call
to call
that
them
Europe
here.
here? Like European lanes because it's like upside down or? No,
No, it's just Australian.
okay.
Drop bear lanes. I don't know what you want.
Inverted lanes, that's it.
Inverted lanes. And this is actually the first time that's going to happen throughout this entire series. We've had lane swaps effectively every single time. So Miracle and Licorice will get to face across from the fragile Ezreal and Poppy's Dumbledoge. Dumbledoge's Poppy. Same thing, really.
Yeah, they were
Dumbledoge.
one and the same.
The Dumbledoge. The Doge.
The Doge. All right, let's get into this. So he's going to be up against the Bard as well. So I want to see what Licorice does with this Bard because Dumbledoge has gone ham with that champion, and Licorice has really made some sick plays in this series along with different champions. So already just trading off against the ADC Miracle, playing a bit down onto Dumbledoge as well. So lots of trading going off in the top lane. Mid lane though, Kira up against Naru, this time taking the Lulu. So trading even so far. Should be a fairly easy, even laning phase, I should say. Oh, Dumbledore!
wow.
He's going in! He's going ham onto Licorice. Ignite comes out, but actually not quite enough damage coming out there as the exhaust came out.
And it just occurred to me that this is kind of the matchup that we were waiting. Everyone talked about, you know, these supports. You unlock them, they roam, they're going to show up mid lane with the junglers. We've wanted to see the Dumbledoge versus Licorice, and Dumbledoge just threw down the hammer.
Yep.
The flash heroic charge into the wall to force Licorice to burn his own escape. It's like, your move, buddy.
Yep. Dumbledore doesn't do anything but go in, and has definitely started off the pace of this game for sure. And, well, that was a 3-for-2 summoner trade, so actually got the advantage there. Kira is not in good shape as Stomage lands all of his auto attacks, end of the line. He's going to have to walk off to the side there.
I feel if Naru had flash W, they actually could have picked up the kill there.
Cleanse is still available,
Oh, yeah.
remember.
True.
It's the major pickup.
Was
I'm
level
thinking
3
double
though.
teleport, but you're right, the weird Lulu cleanse.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
maybe at the very least, I think he may have had enough damage, but I think he underestimated how much Stomage was going to get onto him because he landed like literally everything. Stejos is not really his jungle anymore, and especially with Dumbledoge roaming down. Very reminiscent of like Game 1, I think, whereas it's like walks into the jungle, is like, nope, don't want to be here anymore. He'll go into his bot side of the jungle. He's slightly ahead in terms of farm against Stomage, just because Stomage has just been in Stejos' jungle trying to zone him away.
Yeah, just putting down that hurt. And the cool thing to me is how unlocked Dumbledoge now is going to be via having an Ezreal in that lane, right? The safe ability to get around. And Thaldron's actually already here.
Flash,
Wow.
Puck lands onto Kira. There's no flash, remember, but he'll cleanse out of the staggering blow, actually, from Thaldron. So that was a TP being used by who? Smurf?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, SuperMassive just taking their time, kind of high-fiving each other. It's my shift now to gank mid lane. I think Dumbledoge is probably next.
Let's give it a cheeky start, dude, and then just like rock up.
Yeah.
Naru doesn't want to use any of his spells. Runs himself out of mana on minions. Everyone's having a great time.
I mean, who else has flash to expend in mid lane? That's the
I was
going to
leave Naru alone.
Yeah.
I was
It's not allowed.
No, Rusty
Doesn't
Savage,
work
man.
like
Who's going to
that.
get in there? That's Dumbledoge going to walk up to Miracle. Don't step in that. That's bad. Achu, very close. Dumbledoge, he's going in. He's
That
stopping
guy's
Miracle from
ruthless.
Yes,
dashing.
he's here.
And now Stomage is coming in. Hammer Shock lands. Achu's following with the damage, but Licorice and Miracle are good to go. They have the minions, the hard counter to Graveskanks, walking behind minions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah,
He
it
walks
really
in,
is.
he's like, yeah, I've got this, dashed forward. No, there's just minions there.
Yeah, it's just like, just walking away, man. It's like the hard counter to allow you. Just walk away. Just walk away. Be the bigger man.
Oh.
Going in
Nope.
with the magical journey. Oh, actually got knocked out by Dumbledoge, and that will result in first blood over to Stejos with his Gragas. Miracle being chased down. Thaldron somehow landing the dredge line right in the middle of those minions, threading the needle. 1-for-1 trade on the ADCs.
Do you want to mention that both teleports were actually burned for SuperMassive, but only one was followed up. So Naru also losing his TP as he goes in on Kira here.
Yeah, a lot of damage, but Naru's now out of mana, so it doesn't have to be that scared. And Kira knows it, so he'll put some return damage down in the middle lane. But that has still resulted in a decent minion wave advantage
Speak
in
of the
terms of
Dumbledore
CS.
and
Didn't we just say
here.
that it was Dumbledoge's turn? Like, they're taking shifts.
It is, yeah. He's on mid lane shift currently, but he doesn't have flash, but does have ignite. But he's going back to base. If nothing happens in these 8 seconds, I'm out.
Man, I hate when people are late to work. Dumbledoge. What? Mate.
Yeah, and he even has the ability of teleportation, you know? Like, you have no excuse, really.
Hey, he was busy saving top lane, let's be fair. The magical journey was thwarted by his W.
I mean, come
Oh,
on,
it's
even
cool.
if you have a part-time job, you should be, you know,
He's
on
running
time to
late,
work.
but he's on his way back down. You know, he's got to place his deep wards. He's got his back end, so he's got his, he doesn't have a sight stone, but he's got a pink ward and some Nikes.
Nikes? All right.
Pumas? What do you want?
I
They're
don't
brown
know.
leather bags.
I don't know, man. Anyway, Licrit. This is now Falcon going into the top lane in this 1 versus 2. So what does that mean? It means Dumbledore is going to be in this duo of a gang squad, I guess, going through the jungle. Kira is going to flash over the wall. The Q, the end of the line. Naru, I don't think he actually needed Stormage in that one. End of the line didn't even get the second proc, but Naru just killed him straight up.
It was
I'm
the
here.
principle, man.
Yeah.
Stormage missed the dash over the wall, so he had to flash, because that wall was his adversary. It wasn't getting the kill.
Yeah. Stormage was fighting the wall, Naru was fighting Kira, and it all worked out in the end.
In the end, though, it will be a lot of chip damage for hard random onto this top lane. It forces Thaldrin to back out. So we'll see if they actually are able to take this. Meanwhile, Achu doing the same thing on the bottom side. But 3 versus 1. Hard random get the superior push.
Yeah, well, so they'll carry on pushing. Where's Falcon going? He should go back and start top lane, try and defend the push. There's not a big minion wave stack there, so I'm not sure they can go much further. Bot lane is now going to back away, but of course Achu is still pushing that one in. Dumbledore and Stormage on the bottom side of the map, so there's nothing that Hard Random can do about it, but still sieging up this top tower. Falcon actually level 5, I didn't even notice that he can't actually get near this turret.
Yeah. And they're going to put a lot of damage. Remember, this is a cannon wave, and the trade is good, but it's not going to be good enough. And they will actually take this. A fight will break out, though.
Dredge line off to
Potentially.
the side onto the terrain, so he does get away there. Dumbledore, he's going in. Dumbledore, I'm not sure if you're aware that your team isn't quite there yet, and he should be falling, but good ultimate from Faldrin. Dumbledore, no way is he going to get out of here. Naru now coming into the fight, lands the ice shot. Miracle gets dragged in, looking for a return kill maybe onto Nautilus. And in fact, no one's even dead yet. And now that Licorice has the E over the wall, he's getting everyone to safety. Everyone's on pretty low mana, but the Cosmic Binding stops Graves in his track. I can't believe no one died.
Yeah, blinking health bars across the board. Dumbledore, that guy's crazy. He manages to flash out, save his life. In the end, though, Hard Random do get the superior trade. They traded for the inner turret versus just their outer one.
I still can't believe no one died.
Yeah,
Everyone was
I'm going to
low.
keep saying it. It's crazy.
How does this happen?
Kira, middle lane. That's a lot of damage onto Naru, in fact. Has gone for that Frostfang. Achi's also there as well, just in case. But yeah, Dumbledore's, man, he goes so ham in these games, and it almost always works out. And it's surprising. I guess you're just surprised, right? You don't expect the enemy support to go that in. But then again, they have Licorice, and he does very similar things. So they should know how to play against Dumbledore.
What's more impressive for me is the communication and the trust that he has for his team. I mean, talk about a trust fault. Heroic charge into effectively 4 people, knowing that your team's on the way and that they'll be able to get there in time to help you out.
Yeah.
Invisible trust as well. I think that's my favorite thing. I guarantee that they are not communicating because he just saw them next to the turret, was like, I can queue 3 people here, and found the perfect time to go in. Everyone's like, crap, get in there.
Go in. We need to save him. But yeah, they must be really good at trust exercises for sure. Sajos taking away this his own red buff this time. I'm just used to people stealing away buffs now. Every time I see a buff, I'm just expecting the enemy jungler to be taking it. But this time it's just going to be friendly. Just gentleman's agreement. Going to pass this over to our laners. And so far in this game, we've got those 2 kills going over to SuperMassive, but it's actually Hard Random who are ahead in this game because of the gold differential caused by that tower going down. Naru just looking for a small engage in the mid lane. But looking at item breakpoints as well. Smurf has finally hit that Tiamat, so going to be looking for that split push. And now the invader's coming out from the crit instead. So just interesting to see the aggression and who kind of pairs up in this one, because it's generally supporting junglers right now.
My biggest concern has been the lack of Archu grouping whilst the rest of Hard Random have been moving around the map. That's what's given them this gold lead at all, just through taking turrets. And as you can see, Ezreal being here actually helps with the defense of the turret. But resources were put towards him getting the extra farm and money, so that's where he needs to actually be important right now.
Teleport comes from Trundle from behind. Here comes Smurf.
And he's going in. Temper Fate onto the tower. There is nowhere. There's no safe sanctuary. And now the teleport comes in. That'll be a second kill coming out. Sedros will go down. And Faldron's into this fight. Achu will go down as well. Smurf is now onto Faldron. Trying to run away. Trying to get the line still. Not going to be enough.
Faldron can fight them.
Miracle and Licorice trying to get out of here. Faldron looking to line up the
coming.
dredge line. Naru's coming in from the top side, trying to close in. Faldron does have the flash. He'll jump over the wall. And the dredge line, the E, the staggering blow. Miracle, he just stands there and accepts his fate. His fate is sealed on this one. Naru comes down, and Faldron's the one to pick up the kill.
And reminder, Naru's coming down through the river because check out his TP timer. Again, interrupted by Kira. I'm assuming a polymorph must have hit him. Could have also been the displacement from the wild growth. But that's twice now that Kira's denied Naru, and Naru not really respecting the spacing that his team needs to make sure that he gets down there.
Yeah.
Naru zoning away at Kira in the mid lane, though, and Dumbledore is here with yet another roam into the mid lane, and this should be enough. Well, not quite. Stajos is here, so is Licorice, so able to stop them from taking the tower for now, but honestly, that tower is so incredibly low, they can just walk up and take it down if someone is not there for a second. Does Stajos just place down 2 wards by himself?
And I do have to give some credit where it's due, though, to Archer in that last fight, because the way he played the tower dive, whilst the engage from Stajos was ridiculously well executed.
If Naru had gotten the TP, Achu would have saved them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That was unbelievable. Mechanically, that was just sublime. I'm so impressed.
Really great to see, but... okay, so dash over the wall, but the Cosmic Binding lands. Dumbledore is going to try and cover him, but explosive cast from the Gragas. There's not really enough to take him out. Collateral damage to boost Storm Mage over the wall, so he'll get out of this sticky situation. And now clearing up the top wave as well. Tiamat coming in handy. A lot of back and forth happening in this game. 4 kills to 5 at the 12-minute mark. Sejos, he's leading the charge, comes in with the body slam. That's so much damage by himself. Cosmic Binding at you. I mean, he just didn't have a chance to get away. And Temper Fate doesn't quite land onto Dumbledore's, but he had to use the flash. Liquid doesn't connect the Cosmic Binding, but the slow does from Gragas. Stone Mage is back into this fight. Dumbledore, he goes back in. Hammer Shot comes out, but there's simply not enough damage from the Graves to help him.
And normally Achu is so respectful with his spacing against enemy champions, but just letting Stayhouse get a little bit too close, and like you said, massive damage coming out of the bop.
Faldron back into this bottom lane, continuous push coming out. Nothing really Miracle can do up against that. He's just this massive tanky front line. 3-0-0 picked up a lot of these kills, means he's got a very early Sunfire cape up against Lucian. What's he going to do, really? Rift Herald goes over to Hard Random. And Naru, there we go, picks up the middle turret. But going back to our storylines that we were talking about in Champion Select, Hard Random was like, it's all going to be about Miracle, but honestly, it's more been about everyone else other than Miracle in this game. Like, Stajos has been making a lot of plays, has been involved in all of them, in fact. Smurf because of his Trundle, Faldron as well with his great TPs, and even Naru to some extent, like, herding people into him.
Yeah, they've changed it up. They've gone for the gank jungler. They've gone for the standard lanes, which then broke into a lane swap, and that's where they really found advantages, even in the previous games, once they opened the map up. But now they can be more aggressive in their taking of it. The other thing is just Licorice on Bard. Yeah, that's going to help a lot in the way of the team's success. Things are going much better for them this time around, and whilst the gold's even, it still feels like Hard Random are here to play in this potentially last game.
Thing that you need to take note, though, is Ezreal's power spike and when he's going to start coming online. Obviously, we've been fighting in between power points and itemization for him. We saw the damage that Achu did on that champion last game, so SuperMassive, they just need to slow it down, wait until Achu's ready, then look for the big group up 5v5, and more importantly, get Naru to TP down.
Yeah.
I'd like to see, you know, the AoE ultimate of Lissandra being utilized.
Well, theoretically, it should be easier as the game goes on because he's kind of been locked in the mid lane for the first kind of 15 minutes, so there's always opportunity for Kira to interrupt him. But if he's TPing from like a side lane or, you know, from somewhere else where Kira is not, then it will be easier for Naru to get into the fights. Smurf is now trading off against Faldron. It's actually kind of nice that Faldron picked up all these kills because he's still this brick wall that's stopping Smurf right now. Yeah,
the tank and the damage dealer, both with a lot of kills and a lot of items, but thankfully, Faldron is still a tank, or it could have been a lot worse for them. Oh, wow, he's in.
Well, there's the ultimate we were looking for. End of the line is going to proc off, and the ultimate for good measure. The collateral damage will pick up the kill. Just a nice invade and another red buff take. Everything feels right with the world with the Graves invading. And now Kira He just wants to try and take the Raptors, but I think if anything else, he just helps Stomage pick up another camp as the smite comes down.
But more importantly, it's the fact that Naru and Stomage are getting together and utilizing the tandem power of Graves and Lysandra. So need to have more of that. It's about time, 15 minutes into the game, that it finally happened.
Yeah, that's
cancel
right.
teleports later. He finally just doesn't use the teleport.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll come to you.
Yeah, very much the case in this game. Taking away the dragon as well. There we go. All coming together for SuperMassive. And this is probably the most back and forth game we've had in this series. Generally, someone's had an advantage early game, and maybe it's flipped, or maybe they've just pushed it further into the game. But this is just an even game, straight up. Naru walking back into the mid lane. Starting to hit those item breakpoints as well. So looking at Miracle, he's on the Essence Reaver right now at 16 minutes versus the Mirror Mana, or building towards the Mirror Mana with the Mana Moon from Achu.
CS discrepancy, though. It's a big thing for me. Again, Ezreal, 150, 124. I mean, Rusty brought this up last game, that a lot of these supports will just leave Lucian. Or
You mean like this?
yeah.
They've been 1v1ing for about a minute.
Liquid going in. Great tempered fight onto Achu. Double Doge. Great Keeper's Verdict. And I think that just fizzled out. The whole fight just gone.
Yeah, very well executed once again by Dumble Doge. And as we were saying, you know, the supports, they may not be laning, but they're always there at the right time. Because that time around, Bard with the engage, but Dumble Doge with the disengage on that Poppy.
That's right. And Dumble Doge is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Faldrin is going to jump towards this wall with the Dredge line and is now being chased down. But nah, Smurf's going to give up.
That reference actually offends me. Like, just how wrong it is.
I knew it would trigger someone.
That was amazing.
Mission accomplished. All right. Triple push down this mid lane. Make that a quad push as Sedrasos off to the side pushing down this tower. Should be able to pick this up because it is only Naru defending. I was wrong.
Run, Thaldrin.
Licorice, I don't think you want to be there anymore. He's going to try and find the magical journey over the wall, and luckily Kiro's there in range to use Wild Growth.
Okay, so they do end up losing the bottom tier tower. Smurf, like we said, that Trundle coming online. We knew he was going to be a split pushing threat. It is going to be traded by Supermassive up into the top side. But brilliant catch from Dumble Doge. Again, we saw that Thaldrin was left alone on a tower. Hard Random had the inside track that they could collapse down onto him. But Licorice caught out because Dumble Doge says, no, stop, get off my lawn.
Yeah, knocked out of there. And Licorice just kind of, left his team, or his team left him. One of those.
More than one person is here.
Yeah, Naru coming down, Dumble Doge coming down as well. Good luck, Smurf. He's going to be going on a great adventure in this one. Probably going to be going up the lane because Naru does have ultimate.
Oh, no.
There's the,
He's got it.
There's the pillar.
Flash
Smurf.
Oh,
He's getting around the wall.
It's
Caught
too
in
deep.
Summoner's Drift. And I think he's able to get back to his team as well. They just can't chase him. That was actually incredible from Smurf. No way did that just happen.
That
You
is
got the turret.
the slowest moving chase I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Slow speed car chase coming out here. There's a Tempered Fate zoning Achu. He's just getting blasted all over the place. It's like playing a raid. And now the rest of the team is being zoned away, and now they're back up. But, I mean, Hard Random just picked up the tower and just left.
that said, Supermassive have the inside track onto the mid-tier tower. Hard Random are not in position.
We might get a trade. I think we will at least see a contest here.
Nope. Dumble Doge charging up the hammer. Not going to land onto anyone, but zone away just long enough for...
Hello?
The caster minions! There you go. MVP caster minion.
That was the strangest rotation I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. I just didn't know what...
It was like a slow-moving carousel.
Yeah. That was really bizarre. Hard Random had to walk all the way around their top jungle, and Supermassive just walked up to the tower and took it. So that will result in a 1,000 gold advantage. Towers are now even. 2 dragons over 2 Supermassive, but the rest of that is, of course, from the farm disparity in every single lane and every single champion. Even the supports getting involved. Of course, Dumble Doge would be. Because if there's a fight to be had, Dumble Doge is involved.
Yeah, that is actually the big difference between these teams, right? It's the CS. And Graves should be doing well against the Gragas. You know that once the Runic Echoes is there, the difference closes. And the Ezreal is the big standout. I mentioned it last game, I'll say it again. Pretty easy to last hit minions when you're left to a 1v2, whereas the Lucian, being a low-range champion, it makes life difficult for you. Especially when there's been constant pressure in lanes, and that's the only reason that Naru's got a CS lead as well.
Dun-dun.
Yeah,
Hello.
I've got to be honest, an Ezreal gank is...
He's got red.
he does have red, he has some form of CC, and he has Iceborne Gauntlet, so...
He's got buddies.
Slow for his slows.
That's
I
what's
think he
important.
was surprised, though, that Liquid was coming over that wall as well, so they both kind of got really confused and walked away.
Yeah, you were not the person I was expecting to be there. And now Siege coming into the bottom lane from SuperMassive, trying to set something up, but there's 4 people from both teams, or 5 people actually from Hard Random. As Falcon is in the top lane, Tempered Fate lands onto Naru. What can they do with this though? Licorice, great stun onto Naru, and will stop the E as well. That was a preemptive E from Naru, but there's the Frozen Tomb on top of himself. Dumbledore's trying to lay down cover fire. Naru flashes away, and Faldrin coming in, lands a Dredge line onto the Gragas. That will be a kill. Faldrin is still alive and healthy, but the same cannot be said for Dumbledore, who was caught up in the crossfire.
Achu did a lot of work on the beginning of that team fight, pretty much zoning out 2 people, but Smurf is just so massive at this point, doing so much damage, being very tanky, especially with the superficial tankiness that Lulu's also going to give him. So good defense, but that was close.
Flash, Dredge line, not quite landing. Kira or Naru thinking about going in, and Smurf is just going to teleport to the tower and casually walk up to Stone Mage. Miracle is leading the charge. A little bit scary as Lucian, especially as he's low on mana, but is good to go. So nothing will resolve from that.
Kind of a bit of a wasted effort there from Naru. So he's pushed out of the team fight very low early, gets the TP back in. We made it, boys. First TP of the game. It connected. Throws the claw, says, nah, farming mid.
Maybe not. Yeah, I'm going back mid lane, guys. You do whatever you want to do in the bottom lane. You do you. And now Rod of Ages and Abyssal Scepter being picked up by that Lysandra. Mid lane, Kira's actually going for Death Cap here, so just that raw AP rather than the Lich Bane build we were seeing earlier from Naru, in fact, in this series. Top lane, Smurf going for the Titan Hydra, pretty standard, along with the Iceborne Gauntlet.
Big Trundle.
Hard Random want to fight this.
That's it's going to be the Riptide. Look at the damage actually coming out from Faldrin. Naru coming into the backline. Lands a good 3-man ultimate. Kira gets snagged by an ultimate out from Ezreal. Yeah. He's down. Oh, wow. Collateral damage over the wall. This is quickly turning into a whitewash. 4-0 and the Dragon to SuperMassive. They just got blown up.
The biggest difference, though, was how SuperMassive split up that team fight. Thaldrin and Naru did such a fantastic job getting into that choke point, and there was just no way that Hard Random could get onto the back line of SuperMassive.
And you have to remember, Smurf is not a tank if he gets caught out of position. With the inability to use his ultimate early enough, he just dies. Thaldrin, you're right, on one flank. You've got Naru on the other flank. They just collapse because they knew Hard Random were going to fight for that dragon. And they just sent 3 people to kill the objective, whilst the other 2 prepared for the inevitable fight afterwards. And timed to perfection, it was great. But Licorice is not the regular Bard that I'm used to seeing right now. He has missed repeated ultimates.
Very true. I mean, some have hit, and he has assisted in 6 out of the 7 kills that Hard Runner have had, but I agree. I mean, he has to be higher impact, and the sad thing is, so much is on Licorice's shoulders because we expect more,
see,
right?
That's what I mean,
It's
though.
like, if he was a normal support, we'd be like, great job, great player, but because it's Licorice, it was like, could have done better.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm saying that Licorice is playing poorly, it's just that Hard Random shine the brightest when Licorice is turning everybody gold, right? Yeah.
And the big thing is he actually has the reach to get back into that backline and to stall out Stomage and to choose line damage. Because you have to think a collateral damage into a True Shot Barrage, that's going to do massive amounts of damage, and they're going to be able to do that without being reached.
Very true. There is the Frost Queen's claim. Little ghost coming out there, but that doesn't really stop the push. It's just like, I see you, I know you're pushing, but the top tower goes down. And SuperMassive will continue to push. Mid lane Smurf was clearing out that minion wave, but Hard Random are really now starting to get pushed in, and this is very much like game 1 from SuperMassive, where they just got ahead, they got the Baron, and when they're ahead, they just crush you.
But we talked about how they needed to slow it down for Achu to have those 2 items. He's got 3 now.
Yeah.
Or the Bard.
Tempered Fate onto Lysandra. Achu ultimate coming out. Big
still alive.
coming in. Stadros coming out. Faldrin is trying to put some damage down, beat that tank that they need. Smurf goes down. Achu is traded. Dredge line onto the Gragas. And Kira's trying to zone away. There's Miracle and Licorice doing damage in return. Stomage is chasing after him. Naru still had ultimate. And there's the kill going down.
Achu played that so well again. He actually stepped forward out of the Tempered Fate, and yeah, it kind of ping-ponged him around the fight because it gave an easy cast, but he lived for so long that it forced Smurf to flash into the back line. Again, look at Trundle's itemization. He has pretty much 0 tank stats, immediately blew up.
And that's exactly what we want to see from the Bard-Gragas combination, right? We want the Tempered Fate and the ultimatum of, I'm going to cask if you dodge it. If you get hit by it, I'm just going to cask you afterwards. There's no winning scenario, except that they are so far ahead before that actually happened that they can compensate and keep him alive for a prolonged period of time. through extreme tankiness, through having multiple threats, meaning that Miracle and Kira are distracted with other people in these fights. The fact that Archu can live for that long is very detrimental to their performance. And they crit.
He doesn't want to be here anymore. Dumbledore is going to flash after you. He will find you, and he will kill you, and he will heroic charge you. Faljon's trying to get in range as Tempered Fate. See you later.
I love. Oh god.
Oh, now we're going in, but I think they just want the tower for now.
Dumbledore just wanted Licorice though.
Yes.
Like that was the greatest thing about it. He's like, that support, that guy's mine.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like a horse with like the blinkers, and it's just like once he has like a
One
target
track,
in
yeah.
mind, yeah, he just goes in. This time he's disappointed because he couldn't find his target, but he'll get him eventually. There's a mark on Licorice's head from Dumbledore. Bot tower goes down, so it's really now just these inhibitor towers remaining.
But the Baron buff has fallen off, so a bit of breathing room for hard random.
Okay, clearing out these mini waves. Wow, actually, tower just going down straight up. Just the constant chip damage coming out.
They have to pull the trigger.
That was a nice stun.
And now they go in, Cedric's coming out. Stomage jumps into the fight. That's an instant kill over to Graves. And another dress line onto Kira. But that's just a kill actually over to onto Supermassive. And they take the inhib anyway.
I was going to say, Achia wasn't even fighting that. I think he threw maybe
He was
two
a
auto
critter.
attacks.
Yeah, he got critted by Lulu.
And then just, that's fine. I'll
Yep,
take this.
it's
You
all right.
guys do that over there.
But that's the thing, right? Like they're just actually so far ahead that position-wise, even if hard random kill one person, they've still already pressured the inhibitor that they can just disengage and just kite back afterwards. They're running a team composition that caters towards that. And whilst Liquid hit a stun, Gragas follows it up. They catch someone out of position. All it takes is 4 people from Supermassive to make it work.
Bright spot for hard random is that the Baron inhibitor or the bottom inhib cross map from that objective is still up and online. So
Silver linings.
Silver linings. 2 inhibs down. Bases in ruins. It's cool.
Yeah.
We're not bleeding out from every orifice. That one's still up. They just effectively need to stall the game and survive until their 2 inhibs come up. And they will have another team fight left in them should they play it slow enough. So be cautious. It's not over yet. They've got maybe 1 or 2 team fights left to turn
But
this.
at this stage, it's like saying, here's your coffee, but I took out the coffee. All that I've got left is the froth on top. Enjoy your coffee.
I was going to say, here's coffee. It's actually mud.
I wasn't going to go that deep.
Oh, man.
That'd be mean.
Yeah.
Well, there's super creep waves coming in on 2
It's only 8K.
inhibs.
Here's the mud. It's pushing up against the tower. Achu, constant poke damage out from the Iceborne Gauntlet and the Mystic shots. Clearing up the waves, though, pretty effectively, but it's taking 5 people to do that from hard random, and mid's being pushed in, top's being pushed in. They commit Miracle to do that. He's now on caretaker duty, but they need 2 caretakers because top tower is actually just dying. And now Supermassive can just walk up to this tower, to take it, trying to pull the trigger.
Okay, they got
Achu
a
is
Q.
caught. But yeah, I mean,
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore, he's got a great ultimate coming out. Tower's still taking them down.
Wow.
Licorice dropping low. Faldring's coming in. There's the kill. Smurf drops low as well. He also goes down 2-0 in this fight. Stajos, he's just out of there. And Faldring looking for another hook onto Miracle. This could be Curtains coming in. Oh, Miracle, look at the damage onto him from Achu. He just finds him and assassinatos him into the death chamber. Now going onto this tower. This will be the second
Let's
Nexus
go.
turret going down. And look at Faldring. He's just stood up. He doesn't need anything else. And Supermassive are going to MSI.
Your last MSI representative will be the Turkish team Supermassive Esports. A phenomenal performance from every member across the board, and frankly, that gold disparity 10K spoke for itself.
Just makes sense. You get Turkey into a best of 5 scenario. It's actually where they do excel in terms of performance. It's the second time in 2 different wildcard events that we've seen Turkey take out CIS in the final.
Yeah, very impressive performance, honestly, by Supermassive, and just doing a great job. Every single player turned up in their own right. And Dumbledore, he's still a personality on and off the Rift. And it's great to see that his style hasn't changed, and it's still good. The Faker Slayer, he's back.
I'm so happy to see him get to perform on an international stage. I wish more people got exposure to Dumbledore. He's such a creative and very unique player. I love his style that he brings out. It's super fun to watch, very fast-paced. And again, if Supermassive get a lead, they are so mature and evolved in understanding exactly what to do with it.
He redefines the concept of support to being roaming party of the team. You know, the AD carry, he's the bottom lane guy, but Dumbledore is everywhere. And this is the best because he actually gets to play against Faker again.
Yeah, exactly. He's supporting the whole team and himself, not just the ADC. But definitely the ADC did feel abandoned in that game. But Dumbledore, if he's making plays everywhere else, does it really matter?
Yeah, the trick is give the team Ezreal, and they'll farm it to victory.
Very well-deserved cheer, I guess.
Oh,
Normally
yeah.
we say bow on your screen right there. Is that a heavyweight belt?
It looks like it.
I love the boxing theme extends if they
Yeah,
get a belt.
very cool. Very, very
I can't
cool.
tell if it's a plaque at this point.
I want someone to
Looks
wear it.
like
I
a
want
belt.
Dumbledore
It
to
looks
wear
like a belt.
Good stuff. But you can see all the fan support as well. Fantastic venue. And yeah, congratulations to SuperMassive. But good fight by Hard Random as well. I think they also could have been a fantastic representative. But SuperMassive were the better team on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams play well, but as you said, on the day, the better team wins. It's just the way that it goes.
The brilliance is how many individual members stepped up to perform in that carry role. It wasn't just a single effort. Yeah, we talk about Dumbledore all the time just because he's so unique and he's so fresh. But Naru had his chance, maybe not in this series in particular, but definitely throughout the...
They all did their job, right?
Exactly, like the semifinals. Thaldrin coming up huge. A Chu on that Ezreal in
yeah.
Game 2 was just incredible.
Absolutely.
All right, good stuff. Well, before we head to the caster desk, that's good night from, or to the downstairs, that's good night from the caster desk. Make sure also to tune into the collegiate finals, which are happening for some more good League of Legends. But for now, over to the downstairs to close out the day.
Thank you very much, and great cast on the day there, guys. As we are going to wrap up IWCI, still here on the analyst desk with the wonderful Carbon and Soulstrike. You boys have been awesome all week long. It's been quite a long one, but what a way to end it there with the grand final. Turkey once again with a wildcard win.
Absolutely the best team at this tournament.
Yep.
If you support wildcard regions, you should be happy that Turkey won. Fantastic final from them. A fantastic group stage. Very deserving representative.
Yeah, and all 5 members just stepped up. I really liked Achu, especially because he low income, low resource ADC, but just performs.
Yeah, and again, like they have demonstrated they can look good when they are ahead. Hopefully they get some leads internationally and can take some upsets here. But just a series in general, it felt like, once again, the snowball was very real for this team. They just kept winning. Like, I feel like they won one game, they lost one, like, all right, screw that. We're just going to keep winning, and that's what happened. You can see them there on your stage. The flag out in full celebration as well. A very well-deserved victory for the side.
Yeah, you should be happy if you're a Turkish fan. I think really good signs moving forward as well. They seem to be improving every year, and winning this wildcard tournament is much more impressive than winning the normal one.
Yep.
Because every wildcard region is here. So if you're a Turkish fan, you should be very happy right now. Yeah, look, it was just a really good game from them. They had really strong mid pressure. The Lulu, Kira's Lulu wasn't that strong.
Yeah.
Like we were praising him at the start of before the series, kind of saying like, his champion pool seems so much deeper than Naru's, but it wasn't really. I mean, he played the Lulu and it wasn't great. The mid pressure was amazing, and they managed to snowball that out.
Yeah, it just seemed like Kira was the main focus for the hard random, and Naru, he just opened space for him, like so many champion for him to play, and it's just all 5 members as a team.
I feel like at the same time though, it's not all Kira's fault.
No,
you know what I mean.
No.
I feel like, and I feel like it affects the draft as well. Like their mid lane draft was so much weaker because they had to first pick Lucian, for instance, because Miracle would have got destroyed otherwise if Achu got the Lucian, and they had to priority pick the Trundle as well because Smurf can't play anything else. So the enemy team can afford to spend 5 bans and first rotation list, like effectively 6 champions taken off the table. I mean, if you're that mid-centric, you're not a very good team,
Yeah.
There are good players on that team, but they're not well-rounded enough to the point where they can say, like, okay, yeah, sure, Liquid's going to get barred, but Dumbledore is just as good, if not better, and then we're just going to ban every single mid-champ and have fun.
I'm sad Bardo couldn't carry today's Soul Strikes.
No, I was pretty sad. Liquid did play amazingly. Hopefully we get to see him in the next international wildcard event. So yeah, just good luck to him. But at the end of the day, SuperMassive just coming up massive.
Yes, they certainly did, and it was such an awesome event. Thank you so much for joining us all week long. It's been great to give you the coverage, but of course, thanks to everyone that's been watching, and of course, thanks to our lovely production team and all our analysts and casts that we've had. We've had an awesome team here for IWCI, but we are done. Don't forget to tune in to MSI for May 4th, and congratulations once again to SuperMassive. We'll see you in Shanghai.